R is the 18th letter of the modern English alphabet and the Iso-Basic Latin alphabet. History. Antiquity. The original Semitic letter may have been inspired by an Egyptian hieroglyph for TP, head. It was used for R by Semites because in their language, the word for head was res. It developed into Greek rho and Latin r. The descending stroke develops as a graphic variant in some Western Greek alphabets, but it was not adopted in most Old Italic alphabets. Most Old Italic alphabets show variants of their rho between a, p, and e, d shape, but without the Western Greek descending stroke. Indeed, the oldest known forms of the Latin alphabet itself of the 7th to 6th centuries BC, in the Duenus and the Forum inscription, still write R using the P shape of the letter. The Lapis Satricanus inscription shows the form of the Latin alphabet around 500 BC. Here, the rounded, closing pi shape of the P and the rho shape of the A have become difficult to distinguish. The descending stroke of the Latin letter R has fully developed by the 3rd century BC, as seen in the tomb of the Scipios sarcophagus inscriptions of that era. At the same time, the letter P could now be written with its loop fully closed, assuming the shape formerly taken by R. Cursive. The minuscule form developed through several variations on the capital form, along with Latin minuscule writing in general. It developed ultimately from Roman cursive via the uncial script of late antiquity into the Carolingian minuscule of the 9th century. In handwriting, it was common not to close the bottom of the loop but continue into the leg, saving an extra pen stroke. The loop leg stroke shortened into the simple arc used in the Carolingian minuscule and until today. A calligraphic minuscule R, known as R rotunda, was used in the sequence or, bending the shape of the R to accommodate the bulge of the O. Use of R rotunda was mostly tied to black letter typefaces, and the glyph fell out of use along with black letter fonts. In English language contexts mostly by the 18th century, insular script used a minuscule, which retained two downward stroke, but which did not close the loop. This variant survives in the Gaelic type, popular in Ireland until the mid-20th century. Name. The name of the letter in Latin was following the pattern of other letters representing continuance, such as F, L, M, N and S. This name is preserved in French and many other languages. In Middle English, the name of the letter changed from R to R, following a pattern exhibited in many other words such as farm and star. The letter R is sometimes referred to as the littera canina. This phrase has Latin origins. The Latin R was trilled to sound like a growling dog. A good example of a trilling R is the Spanish word for dog, perro. In William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, such a reference is made by Juliet's nurse in Act 2, Scene 4, when she calls the letter R the dog's name. The reference is also found in Ben Jonson's English Grammar. Use in writing systems. English. The letter R is the 8th most common letter in English and the 4th most common consonant. The letter R is used to form the ending re, which is used in certain words such as centre in some varieties of English spelling, such as British English. Canadian English also uses the re ending, unlike American English, where the ending is usually replaced by This does not affect pronunciation. Other languages R represents a rhotic consonant in many languages, as shown in the table below. Other languages may use the letter R in their alphabets to represent rhotic consonants different from the alveolar trill. In Haitian Creole, it represents a sound so weak that it is often written interchangeably with W, e.g., quail for Creole. Brazilian Portuguese has a great number of allophones such as chi, h, x, and r. The latter three ones can be used only in certain contexts. Usually at least two of them are present in a single dialect, such as Rio de Janeiro's chi, h, and, for a few speakers. Other systems. The International Phonetic Alphabet uses several variations of the letter to represent the different rhotic consonants. R represents the alveolar trill. Other uses. The letter R is a symbol for the gas constant. Mathematicians use R, or for the set of all real numbers, related characters, ancestors, descendants and siblings. Semitic letter Resh, from which the following symbols originally derive: Rho, Greek letter Rho, Etruscan letter R, Runic letter Rada, Cyrillic letter A, Gothic letter Rada, Insular R, IPA specific symbols related to R, R with diacritics, R. Unicode font variants for use as mathematical symbols, ligatures and abbreviations. Our rotunda, symbol for response in liturgy. Medical prescription RX. Ruble symbol, registered sign, registered trademark symbol. Encoding. One also for encodings based on ASCII, including the DOS, Windows, ISO 8859 and Macintosh families of encodings. Other representations.